Hello and welcome to Jamesville-DeWitt High School here in DeWitt, New York, where we're bringing you this Class C Section 3 girls lacrosse matchup on this brisk Monday night. Thank you all for joining us with JDTV. I'm Nick Dekaney, joined by my cameraman Sam Galfin. We're very excited and looking forward to this matchup. This is the second matchup of these teams so far this season. In that first matchup, Jamesville-DeWitt took the win 18-6 in a dominant play where they controlled time of possession and the attack almost the entire game. Looking to do much of the same in this one, and a lot of it's going to come down to whether or not they can defend Carly Patterson and Maya Carroll for the Red Raiders. They flow through their offense, and if they can't get them going, they're going to have a hard time attacking today. You can see there's head coach Brandon Weaver talking to his girls, trying to get them excited. They know they can play with this Jamesville-DeWitt team. They have the competitiveness. They played last year in the sectional final, which was their third matchup within the 2021 season. Jamesville-DeWitt was able to take them down 10-7 in that sectional final. So a lot of rivalry and some heated emotion between these two teams. Important to mention, though, however, I believe that Jamesville-DeWitt will be without Kate Wilcox here tonight. Still out from an injury a couple games back. So they'll be looking for someone else to step up and carry that offensive load for the meantime. Jamesville-DeWitt dropped their last two games, 10-8 to Auburn and 10-6 to West Genesee, in two kind of bittersweet and tough to swallow losses, you could say. In those games, definitely for the first half, but couldn't keep the offensive attack on pace throughout that second half. Looking to fix and tune up some of those problems in tonight's game. So we'll have Kate Barclay on the draw here for the Red Rams. And she will lose the opening draw possession. Fulton advancing quickly. Looking now to slow things down behind the cage. That's number 24, Anna Bernards. We mentioned it before, but you got to look for number 11. That's Maya Carroll. Number 7, Carly Patterson. Carroll with 29 goals on the season. Patterson with 21. The next closest on this Red Raiders squad is Bella Carey with 8 goals. Just shows how important these two players are to their offense. Fulton taking their time. Looking for a window within that 8-meter gap. Jamesville-DeWitt, this is where they make their money. So solid defensively and a great communicative team that always knows where each other are. And that's Patterson again. Just taking her time. Trying to set up their offense and get a nice clean look for this opening possession. So important to get some momentum going early in these games. You get a couple bad possessions in a row, it can really hurt your demeanor. And again, just rolling, looking. Riley Marker playing exceptional defense. Can't find anything inside that 8 meters. They're pushed out again. What an impressive display of defense on this opening possession for the Red Rams. Here's Patterson again. Looked like she was going to shoot, but fouled. And she will get the first 8-meter shot of today's game. We talked about it in some of our previous games, but these 8-meter shots are so crucial. And that one we have a foul called already. So it looks like she may retake this shot. But so important, you got to cash in when you're given the opportunity right at the goal. You rep this all throughout practice, and now it's time to execute come game day. Here's Patterson. And saved by Lucy Kibe. Phenomenal goalie work by the freshman, who's playing exceptionally well in her first, not only varsity season, but high school season at that. And a great display of confidence there to keep this thing tied up 0-0. So now what can the Red Rams do on offense? Oh, Hildreth was cutting towards the goal. Misfired on the pass, so it'll go back to the Red Raiders out in transition. There's Manny Miller, but she was swarmed by a couple of Red Rams. So easy to get those two mixed up, the Red Raiders and the Red Rams. I think we'd have a little bit different mascots for such a big rivalry. But here's Lauren Parker. Checking up on Anna Bernards. And again, Fulton got to get this ball off the ground. There's a scrum for it. It comes up. That's Brooke Bort. Excuse me, actually, that's Sydney Ballatin. And here comes Kate Barkley down the lane, firing. And comes up just short. An exceptional save from Molly Evans again. She's a sophomore, so 2 underclassmen goalie matchups in this contest today. But that pass is snatched up by Brooke Bort, driving. Hacked, and she'll now get a chance at an 8-meter. Brooke Bort, another sophomore on this Red Rams team. Such a great balance of senior leadership and underclassmen presence. Comes up just short on that 8-meter attempt. But Maris Kessler able to take it down from the top rope. And the Red Rams get on the board first. Let's see if we can take another look at this one. Just comes up short, but Maris Kessler, a phenomenal play. And these Red Rams able to strike first and take charge. This is a lot of what they did in this first matchup between these two teams. They played at Fulton, and they were able to dominate time of possession for the first and the second half and gave the Red Raiders almost no opportunity to really get any kind of offense going. But already Fulton has looked to flip the tide, winning 2 out of these first, actually 2 out of the 2 first draws. So that's Bernards. Surveying, and they'll get it back to Patterson. Patterson really kind of the heartbeat of this offense. Carroll may have a few more goals, but a lot of the officiating and the movement of this offense runs through Patterson. Bednards again trying to work on Parker. Nothing inside. And we'll get another foul called on the Red Rams. So another opportunity. This is number 1, Bella Carey. And what can she do with her opportunity? Bella Carey slashing, taking it all the way in and dumps it over the top of Lucy Cobb. Bella Carey matches it up at 1 apiece. And we are tied here early in this first half. An excellent play, was really patient with that 8-meter approach. A lot of times you'll see people kind of rush right into the shot, but she took her time, found what she was looking for, and just went right over the top. So already this Fulton squad looking rejuvenized and ready to compete with the Red Rams in this matchup. So now we'll see Maris Kessler on the draw for the Red Rams. And they're able to retain. Here comes Lindsay Hildreth charging down the lane. She finds Durkin. Now going to slow it down, waiting for the numbers. Hildreth inside with a quick little flash. If you blinked, you missed it. Let's take another look. Barclay just surveying around top and almost didn't even see it happen. She finds Hildreth right in front of the goal. And a beautiful give and go there for the Red Rams. They'll take back the lead 2-1. And that clock is just a little bit off. There's 19 minutes left in this first half, so we'll let it run down until we catch up to it. But phew, that was a possession in a hurry for the Red Rams. Kessler off the draw, right to Hildreth, comes down. Little give and go. And the Red Rams are back up. We are having a back-and-forth affair early in this one. So scrum for it. And it'll go to Fulton. Now here comes Dekaney down the lane. Doesn't like what she finds. Bednard's now trying to find an angle. And she's all sorts of choked up there. It looks like now she'll have another opportunity at an 8 meters. And something we've seen a lot now. As here's Bednard's. Charging down the lane. And stuffed right at the goal. That was Teresa Grosso eating that punch. So here come the Red Rams. Macy Durkin off the drive. Macy Durkin. Dropping it in the net. She's used to doing it in basketball. Can do a little bit of it here in lacrosse as well. Caroline Stone coming down. And Durkin just kind of wraps around and finds the sliverest tiny bit of an angle. So now the Red Rams striking at will. They're up 3-1. With just about 18 minutes left to play in this first half. And this is what we saw again in that first matchup between these two. JD ended up winning 18-6. But they control just about every aspect of the game. And again, Maris Kessler playing phenomenal on the draw right now. You can see just why a freshman, they have her in that position. Now Barclay looking around top. Couldn't find Ballatin. And that'll go back to the Red Raiders. That's Courtney Bednarz, the second of the two. So now Fulton trying to create a lane of their own. And coming down, that's Bella Bogardus. She'll dump it off a defenseman. And a good job there by the Red Raiders not to get in offsides for having too many people down on offense. And again, Fulton just kind of slowing things down here, trying to play their own pace of lacrosse. And why wouldn't you? You got plenty of time left in this game, still trying to find a rhythm. You know you can break through. It's just a matter of how you get those opportunities and trying to work a way to consistently get those. And now a little bit of pressure from the Red Rams. Brooke Bort up in Patterson's face. Finds Carroll. And Carroll strikes from the left side. But they'll call it no goal on a shooting space violation. So she'll go back to the 8-meter mark and try again from there. This, you can see just why Maya Carroll has 29 goals on this season. But Lucy Kibe keeps it at 29. Phenomenal goalie work from Lucy Kibe. And the Red Rams right back on offense with a whole lot of momentum. Boy, it can do so much for your team when you've got a great shooter in that 8-meter mark, but your goalie's just able to come up with an even better stop to beat that type of offense. And then you get right back in transition. You get a lot of adrenaline going through. Bort was unable to find Malidi coming across the middle there, but able to retain possession for the Red Rams. Now Ballatin, little crossover step. Hesitation. And she'll think twice. Ballatin's so quick off the acceleration, you can lose her in just a step. So you got to be one step ahead of her on defense, but much easier said than done. Brooke Bort driving around. Ball hits the ground, does not matter. Brooke Bort with a little bit of sauce. Hits him with the spin move. Ball hits the ground. Back up. No problem for her. And she finds the back left of the net. And the Red Rams take a commanding 4-1 lead. Almost about halfway through this first half. 15:39 left. So we'll go back to Maris Kessler, who's been playing exceptional so far tonight. 3 goals and 4 assists for her on the season. Make that 4 goals with the one she already has tonight. And again, it's right back to Ballatin. Durkin just off the mark on the pass, but Hildreth able to keep it going. And these teams have seen a lot of each other in this past year, you can say. This is their 5th matchup from last season and this season combined. And who knows, the way this thing plays out, we could end up seeing them in the playoffs once again. So very familiar with each other's teams and their strategies that they're trying to impose. But Molly Evans, great save there from Kate Barkley. But that really does play a factor when you see a team so much. You already know what they're game planning towards, and it alleviates a lot of those problems you'd have with an unfamiliar team. You're just much more comfortable going into a matchup like this. And Kessler just off the mark. That's intercepted. And here come the Red Raiders in transition. That's Maya Carroll swinging things out to Patterson. This is the duo you want, but they don't have the numbers. And that'll go right back to Hildreth. Possession swinging back and forth for both of these teams. And again, that pass off the mark. But lucky enough to find Durkin. And now they'll have to wait as they get their numbers back on offense. And they love that play with Barclay going behind the cage, trying to find someone wrapping around the front. Unable to hit the mark there, but no problem when you got Teresa Grosso on defense. The Red Rams just kind of hanging out right alongside that 8-meter mark. Just trying to find the matchup they want. Could almost run like a pick and roll in this situation. Get the switch you're looking for and just kind of go to work. But that pass is picked off. Again, that's Patterson. She's all over this field tonight. And here comes Maya Carroll. So dangerous to stop. Got to get a body in front of her. And now Bednards finds back to Bella Carey, but Lucy Kibe says try again later. It is a goalie clinic right now from Lucy Kibe. Hard to believe that she's just a freshman. So much promise ahead of her. She's already doing big things for this varsity squad. 12.5 minutes left to play in this first half of lacrosse. The Red Rams just come back to where they've been dominating. That's time of possession. And when you got someone who can win all these draws, it makes that job a lot easier. But Fulton not doing a bad job at finding turnovers on the offensive side. And that one just barely squeaks by, and Molly Evans is able to save from the shot from Hildreth. And she'll take her time, waiting for her defenders to get into position. And I guess if you want, you could take as much time as you need as a goalie. And just wait and wait and wait until you find that right lineup or the right play that they're trying to design. But almost didn't work there. But that one's turned over. That's Riley Markert. Another sophomore on this JD team. I feel like it goes sophomore, senior, freshman, junior. You have all levels on this squad. And Macy Durkin, tried to punch home the alley-oop from Kessler. But weren't able to convert. Looked like we had a foul there on a Red Ram. And we're going to time out from the Red Raiders. The first of today. 10:55 left in this first half. And the Red Rams, again, been dominant from the gate. And while we have this break and opportunity, let's take a look at how these teams have done so far this season. Take a look at the Red Rams first. They're 2-2 on the year, had wins over Central Square and Fulton to open things up. Since then, have dropped their last two against Auburn and West Genesee to higher-ranked classes, or two teams in a higher class than the Red Rams, but still put up a formidable fight. Strength of schedule has been right around 76, pretty even with the Red Raiders, you can see there. But where the big difference comes in is their goal differential. The Red Rams with a plus 2.75 goal differential, and the Red Raiders only 0.16 difference. So almost a 3-goal difference between these two teams when they play their matchups. Section 3 rankings, JD is 9th currently, and Fulton is 14th. But obviously, it's very early into the season so far, and we've seen flashes from both of these teams at just how great they can be, but it's a matter of consistency and being able to perform night in and night out. A lot of games in this lacrosse season. So especially when you get to those higher-ranked matchups, you have to deliver and give your best performance when the competition is highest. So again, we thank you very much for tuning in with JD TV as we wait for this first timeout to end in this first half of lacrosse. Remind you, we will be right back after this game at 7 o'clock for the boys matchup against Fulton. That should be a doozy. The boys team been pretty successful so far. Their last win over Auburn this past week at home, 7-3. So both of these Red Ram squads just kind of finding their footing, especially on that boys side. A lot of new faces and a lot of faces they missed from this last season. But this girls team is pretty dang comfortable so far this season. A lot of returning seniors from last year. Did lose some important members. We talk about Constantino, McKenna, Lowenguth. So, again, they had their losses as well, but returned a huge senior class, have a lot of underclassmen promise, and their ability to work together, it seems, as a unit has been exceptional. So maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to sync up this clock. I tell you, this weather makes me quite upset. It's the middle of April, and we're about 30 degrees, and it's going to snow tomorrow. But hey, at least you get to stay home and watch the JD broadcast from there. You don't have to go outside. That's the beauty of JD TV. So we start up this, I guess, second half of the first half, and the Fultons will retain possession. And again, they'll go right back to what they were doing before, taking their time and just trying to pick their spots. That's Manny Miller in the corner. And back out to Bednarz. And it's so difficult, especially with a defense of this caliber, to really get a good one-on-one matchup or get a step on your defender, given that they have the advantage being inside that box already. So that's why a lot of times you'll see a one-foot shot kind of running approach. Just extremely difficult. I don't think people understand to even get one goal in lacrosse. But not difficult there for Kaylee Patterson. Off the drive. Beautiful spot. Let's take another look. Surveying and just finds Patterson right at the right moment and caught Kaib just a step behind and finds that top right of the goal. So Fulton able to draw this thing within 2. And obviously a great result for Coach Weaver off that timeout. And this is Bella Bogardus, who's been on the draw for the Red Raiders. Has a few of her own. And standing tall against Kessler. You can see these draws are so technical. The sticks have to be pointed straight across the line before they can start. And a lot of times you'll see some foul occur while the draw is going on. But Patterson able to retain. And right back to Carroll. Turned on the burners for a moment. But Patterson with a lane. But got it bumped out. No call there down low. And now Bednar's having a tough time trying to retain. And Brooke Bort just out-muscled her. And was able to cause a turnover. And now she gets whacked. A physical game right now for both of these squads. But able to escape. And now back on offense. Here's Nikki Malidi. And I guess she got whacked as well. That'll be a turnover and a great defensive check. And again, another whistle stopping there. And it's interesting, so hard to keep up with all of the calls that they're making. We don't have ref mics down here, so we can't quite hear what exactly each call is, but we assume that the majority of them are checking or shooting space fouls, which can get so technical within the game of lacrosse. Just trying to identify what exactly a shooting space is so difficult for my brain to comprehend, so I'm learning as the season goes on. But aggressive play there as another Red Ram hits the floor. That was Kate Barkley, but able to pop right back up. And off the hop, Durkin gets it. So now the Red Rams have some numbers on the offensive side. Bort being forced inside. She takes it all the way. And just a little off the mark there. Wide right. But some of these Red Ram players have such a quick first step. We talk about Ballatin, Malidi, Bort. And there's Macy Durkin able to cause a turnover deep into territory. And now here's Hildreth. Called the whistle just before she was able to let it rip. So Hildreth will go to the 8-meter mark. Lindsay Hildreth's been phenomenal for the Red Rams this season. Plays midi, plays defense, just about anything you ask. And Hildreth will deliver. And delivers there as well. Lindsay Hildreth. Coming off the 8 meters. What else did you expect? Right past Evans for the goal. Red Rams back in control now 5-2 in a much more competitive game than the first matchup this season. Seven as Kessler back on the draw. Bounce finds Hildreth and right back to Durkin. The quick strike for the Red Rams. It went Kessler to Hildreth to Durkin just like that. And all of a sudden, what was a two-goal game now turns into a 4-point lead for the Red Rams. And it's their quick strike ability that has made them so dangerous in this early season. So now 6:55 left, and the Red Raiders are begging to get one of these draws. Oh, and just comes up short, but Ballatin too quick. There's Campbell Endry seeing her first action here tonight. Barkley underneath. Didn't like what she saw. Red Rams swinging things around here. Durkin tried to find the angle, no good. And that's the beauty in lacrosse. You don't like what you see, you can always check it back out. There is no shot clock in this game. Valentin finds the angle. Thought about it for a second, tripped up. That'll be a turnover, no foul called there. That's Mackenzie Minor taking things down for Fulton. And now with Carroll and Patterson back, they'll look to slow things down. Patterson, just outside that 8 meters. And again, the Red Raiders just love to slow play the game and let the offense come to them, which can work. But once you get down big, if you do get down big, you got to find some tempo within your offense. And that's Sydney Ballatin finding a stop to their offense. And just like that, Red Rams back on offense. You just see how quick this team is in transition. And just like that, they've got the numbers on you. Now Brooke Bort charging inside, looking to fire, and she does. But a foul call just before the shot. So we'll get an 8 meters attempt from Brooke Bort. And now that is a shooting space foul. So Brooke Bort on the 8 meters. Here she goes. And just drops it underneath. Almost looked too easy there for Brooke Bort. JD goes up 7-2 here with 4:45 remaining in the first half.
The game for the Red Rams, number 16, Sadie Withers.
And now we'll see some more faces of the Red Rams check in. Sadie Withers coming in for the first time tonight. And she's a freshman as well. So much youth spread amongst the leadership of this Red Ram squad. And another draw. Kessler has put on a clinic in this first half. Durkin looking around, tried to find Hildreth wrapping in front, but just off the mark on that pass. So here comes Manny Miller. She's checked. Kessler just wanted a little bit too much of the stick on that one. Kessler checking her all the way down. And another foul called there. So many Red Rams surrounding Manny Miller. And again, it goes back to her. Got to be frustrating at this point. Just trying to advance the ball down the field. No other choice but to give it up. Bednard's on the wraparound, but Kaib was ready. Man, such a mature goalie for just a freshman. And she has played exceptionally well. Addie Pickard wants to find a goal of her own. McCarthy, nothing. Almost had Sydney Satchel dropping right in front of the goal, but just a little off the mark on that pass. So a quick foul and injuries right back at it. And again, you can tell these teams are physical. Neither of them willing to just surrender. Wrapping around the goal, falling down. But again, just able to keep that possession going. When you know something's not there, able to give it up. Ooh, in a tough window. Ballatin was looking for Dirk in there. But Evans solidified her presence. Now with just under 2 minutes left to go in this first half, can the Red Raiders draw a little bit closer? Certainly not out of the picture yet, only down 5 goals, but got to find some type of tempo within their offense, and a consistent one at that, to keep them marching into that second half. That one goes out. So the Red Rams again will have the opportunity to kind of hold this possession. 1:24 officially left on the clock. And we'll have a ref stoppage of play here. Looking to discuss things over with JD head coach. That's Megan Murphy in her first year, actually, as this Jamesville-DeWitt coach. She's 2-2, a .500 career win percentage. Not too bad for her first year. But was the assistant coach for many years at this Jamesville-DeWitt program. Very familiar with the system, the players. So that just makes that coaching transition so much easier on the whole organization. Here comes Lindsay Hildreth down the lane. But Molly Evans comes up big and denies her at the goal. But another foul called. And this one will go back to Fulton. A minute left here. And you best believe the Red Raiders would like one more goal before heading into the halftime. And that's Lauren Bush taking things down. Surrounded by a plethora of Red Rams. And another foul called. The refs not afraid to blow their whistle here tonight, letting the players know where their boundaries stand. And a yellow card even. Not sure who it was given out to. Could have been Macy Durkin by the looks of it. But again, he'll go back. Talk things over with the booth. And let's see what the official call is, if he'll even give it. Seems not. Looked like he was maybe on the Red Raiders. So JD will retain possession and look to end things in this first half. Ballatin thought about it. There's Kessler. Just so much movement within this JD offense going on at one time. The communication is on par. In fact, it's under par. Kessler. And a nice save by Molly Evans. Don't let it get lost in the shuffle. Evans has been playing quite exceptional within this first half. And it looks like they'll just let this clock run out and head into halftime down 5.
Your halftime score, Jamesville-DeWitt 7, Fulton 2.
So 2-7 here at the end of the first half. We thank you all again for joining us here at JDTV. I'm Nick Dekaney, joined by my cameraman Sam Galfand. And the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams have been, of this game so far, looking to be a repeat performance of their first matchup this season. We thank you all for joining us, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for the second half of action. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Jamesville-DeWitt High School here in DeWitt, New York, where we're bringing you the second half of action in this girls lacrosse matchup between the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams and the Fulton Red Raiders. The Red Rams pretty dominant within that first half, able to control the time of possession, the offense, and really just about anything you can ask for in a first half performance. They're up 7-2, but Fulton looking to find some offensive consistency and trying to get their game flowing through their two best players in Patterson and Carroll. But Fulton going to go right back to the same type of pacing they had in that first half, just taking things slow. But now Patterson getting backed up by Ballatin. Just taking her time, working her way around the entire field. They're going to go all the way around. They might do a whole loop here. She's close. Just a couple more. Don't pass it yet. She's done it. She's done a full loop with no passing, no offensive attack, no nothing. And she's going to keep going. Carly Patterson is on a mission. And finally, she's able to find someone else. That's Sydney Satchel. Will she do the same? No. Pass comes up short, and a scramble for it. Oh, and Manny Miller came charging in from around the 30-yard line, looking for a pass, but just could not get it. So back come the Red Rams. Kessler was so solid in that first half and tried to take a swing at it and just came up a little bit short on that first shot attempt. But able to keep things going. And it'll go right back to Barclay. Barclay, a senior, one of the captains on this squad, just such a great job. And tried to hit Hildreth coming inside, but just a little too much on that shot. But JD just seems to find a way to keep the ball rolling in their favor and just control that time of possession. Allows them to get a lot of good looks on Molly Evans. Ballatin turns it over. And here come the Red Raiders. That's Bednarz. Being challenged by Parker. Lauren Parker, actually a Lemoyne commit for soccer. A couple of the girls on this Red Ram squad, dual athletes and committed to play at the next level for a different sport. Sydney Ballatin, the other one I can think of. So you can just see the natural athleticism on this team. And wouldn't doubt. But that's the beauty of high school sports. You can play three different things throughout the entire season and be exceptionally good at all of them. Once you get to that college level, kind of tough to balance both of them. That's why you hear a lot of coaches often just tell their players to play as much as possible. Don't just try and focus on one sport. And there's Megan Keogh for the first time in tonight's game. Getting the steal, but again, turned over. That was Courtney Bednarz on the beautiful interception. And now Sydney Satchel working on Malidi. It just doesn't seem to be a lot of offensive urgency from these Red Raiders. Even though they're playing down, they have not switched up the pace at all. And give credit to Coach Weaver, going to stick by his methods. But the shots, honestly, have been few to come by. But here comes Maya Carroll trying to change that narrative. And she was instantly met by at least 4 or 5 Red Rams right within that 8 meters. So she'll get a shot and an opportunity to draw this one shot closer. And Lucy Kibe again comes up huge for the Red Rams, stopping Fulton's leading scorer and just shutting the gate. I cannot get over this performance tonight from Lucy Kibe. Just answering the bell every time it is rung. And so difficult to do in this type of a sport, especially as a freshman. I've said this in past broadcasts. If I had been in that position my freshman year, I don't think I would be anywhere close to being able to do the things that she's able to do at this high of a level. So the Red Rams just cruising on the success of both their seniors and their underclassmen. And here comes Hildreth in pursuit, looking for anybody chasing. And now things slowing down. And actually, there is Kate Wilcox coming in for the first time in tonight's game. Suffered an injury in their game against Fulton. And Ballatin, off the assist from Durkin, puts one in. And now Sydney Ballatin pushes the Red Ram lead to 6 with 18:31 remaining in the second half. And Ballatin, such a consistent scorer within these games. You can honestly expect her night in and night out to at least put one up on the board. And a great first-year track athlete at that, was able to be on the sprint team with her. Had quite a lot of fun, and she's quite the athlete. So again, Kessler, who's been dominant on these draws tonight, looks to do the same. But that one falls to Carroll. And now she's turning on the Jets. Finds Patterson on a beautiful shot. Carly Patterson. And a lightning quick strike there from the Red Raiders to put them one closer. And it was just perfectly drawn up. You got your two best players, Maya Carroll off the draw, and able to just find Patterson in the perfect spot to fire that one in. So now Fulton back within 5 with 18:15 left remaining. And that draw still on the ground, but able to be picked up by Ballatin. So one draw is finally able to go Fulton's way, but right back at it is Kessler. That's Caroline Stone surveying. Now Ballatin finds Wilcox. And Kate Wilcox able to punch it in off the assist from Sydney Ballatin. And the senior connection able to punch one in. Offensive picking up now for both of these squads, as Red Rams push that lead back open, 9-3.
Save the time.
17:37 remaining in this one. Yeah, please ignore that clock for the time being. I'll keep you guys updated at home. So again, JD up 6 now. And just figuring out the fine details of that draw. So precise on each one. And Ballatin again comes up with it. And now here's Nikki Militi, another track star on this Red Rams lacrosse squad. But just off the mark there from the pass inside. So now Fulton all the way backed up. That's number 10, Grace Clary, looking to just take things herself. And there's Teresa Grosso. Pesky defense there. Able to create just another turnover in what she does so often. So just like that, the Red Rams turn that over and just get it right back and able to just cruise control here on this time of possession. 16:25 remaining. This thing slowing down just a bit here. But not almost too slow with Lindsay Hildreth coming off just short. But she's able to fight it right back. What an effort from Lindsay Hildreth. And Wilcox thought about it. But she'll go up on the 8 meters. Wilcox, a Division I Winthrop commit. And showing you just why right there. Kate Wilcox punches it in.
Goal line number 2, Kate Wilcox.
As the Red Rams hit 10. And take a commanding 7-run lead. 7-shot lead over these Red Raiders. Let's take another look. Sets up right where she wants to be. Nice and patient with it. And just finds the crease just to the left of Evans. A precisely placed shot there. And now we'll see a switch on the draw. 15:44 left in this second half. And now Lindsay Hildreth coming in for the Red Rams, looking to do some damage of her own on the draw. And that one would fall to Carroll, but a foul called. And it'll stay with Fulton. Rolling behind that cage, looking to find the angle. And does. Sets Bednars on the tricky little play.
Goal line number 24, Anna Bednar.
Going just underneath Lucy Kibe. So just able to find that corner of the goal in a very tough angle. So now 10-4, JD, with 15:19 remaining. The wind has certainly picked up and has been blowing here tonight. So glad I'm nice and cozy up in here in this booth with heat, I have to mention. But you've got to believe that wind could be a factor. At least maybe not on the shots, but man, running into that wind is never fun. That's coming from a track athlete. I have firsthand experience. Do not ask me about the 400-meter hurdles. So Bednars surveying back to Patterson. Patterson looked like she would take it herself, but whacked there. And she'll get an 8-meter shot of her own. Fulton been pretty successful on their 8-meter shots so far here tonight. And Patterson keeps that trend going as Fulton draws within 5 with 15 minutes left remaining. Carly Patterson playing exceptionally tonight. But now right back to Maris Kessler on the draws here for Jamesville-DeWitt. A quick switch. And just that one appearance there for Hildreth. But Hildreth not quite able to come up with it, but there's Ballatin scooping it up. Caroline Stone inside to Kessler. Oh, was trying to find Hildreth, but guarded closely. And now another shot stoppage. And looks like we might get another 8 meters here from Kate Wilcox. 13:53 left remaining. Wilcox opting for the unusual strategy to pull out of that 8 meters and just reset the defense, or the offense, excuse me. Using that to just kind of drain a little bit more clock and find a comfortable shot that they're willing to take. Another foul called. And it's so hard to tell who they're calling it on, what the foul is called. Looking like a 3-second possibly. JD will keep possession. Oh, and a beautiful play there from Caroline Stone and Macy Durkin. All the way from outside that 8 meters. She finds Durkin perfectly on the wraparound. Just taking her time, and there's Durkin inside with the little jump shot. Using her basketball skills to good use in lacrosse. So whenever Fulton is able to strike back, the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams have an answer. 11-5 here with 13 left remaining. And you can see that wind is picking up. So absolute stillness there on that draw. But Maya Carroll able to pick that one up. Little hesitation move, and Carroll wanted to go all the way, but Lucy Kibe said, no, ma'am. And now Caroline Stone being chased by a pack of Red Raiders. Is it a pack? I wonder what we call them. A band, yeah, that could work. Either way, she was being chased. But now it goes back to Ballatin. And back to that tempo offense. Just about 12 minutes left remaining. Was trying to find Wilcox there across the court, across the field, excuse me, but unable to. And it looks to be Ella Holiday now in the goal for the Red Raiders. And Wilcox was unable to come up with that one, and she hits the turf. Not the sight you want to see, especially for a player who's in limited minutes. But those are the risks that occur with coming back on an injury, just trying to take your time and slow playing it, but very unfortunate. And we really hope that she's all right. So we've talked about the season so far at this point for both of these teams. We could take a look here at some very advanced stats. We have a score report for both of these squads and a heat map that shows the percentage of each shot and how well they're shooting from that range. You can see there is absolutely no gray area here for the Red Rams. They've scored from every single part of that 8 meters, and especially accurate within these two almost kind of middle sectors of that 8-meter shot. And we compare it to the one of Fulton, and a much different diagram we're looking at here. A completely black area here with almost no shots. Can't tell if that's where they take all the shots or they're making...
No shots.
Yeah, no shots within that area, but very effective within that right side of that 8-meter shot, but nothing going on out here from the outside. So just to get an idea of what these offenses operate like and how they're able to be so successful in each of their own respective regards. As Wilcox still on the turf there, able to work things out with the coaches. And looks to be a trainer as well. But glad to see her be able to stand and walk off that field. 11:50 left remaining in this second half of play. And the Red Rams still dominating so far. But again, just glad Wilcox is able to walk off this field, and we hope the best and wish the best for her. So we'll bring you back to the action here with Barclay on her 8-meter shot. Looked like she was fouled on that previous attempt by Wilcox. And again, she'll opt to just take things out. Got to think it's a strategy just used to kind of drain that clock, given that they have the lead. And no reason to really rush your offense here. Another foul called there. And now Brooke Bort will have an opportunity at an 8 meters. The Red Raiders getting physical now inside of that 8-meter shot. And just came up short. Brooke Bort and Lindsay Hildreth could not quite connect. But again, the Red Rams able to keep that possession and just keep things going. They have a really strong ability to find those loose balls, especially after their shot. So now Barclay with the move, thought about it. And again, no reason to rush your offense here. But Kessler got smacked inside of that 8 meters. Looks like it could have been a shooting space foul. And she'll get a shot of her own. So now the third 8-meter shot attempt on this one possession for the Red Rams. And she's able to convert. Maris Kessler dropping it through the legs of Ella Halliday. Just a well-executed and well-designed play there from Kessler, who's been electric tonight. So the Red Rams again push this lead to 7. 12-5 with about 10:20 remaining. We thank you all again for joining us here with JDTV. And another reminder, we will be right back after this game at 7 o'clock for the boys game against Fulton. That'll be a can't-miss matchup. And that's Manny Miller Trying to find the tempo for the offense here. Got to play with some urgency now. But again, can't just completely rush your shot and take the first one available. The ball back within Patterson's arms. Like it's been so often tonight. She has 21 goals so far on the season, not accounting the ones that she already has tonight. And she's only a sophomore. So much use spread across both of these teams. As Patterson gets possession right about the 12-meter mark. So again, just able to defend so well, this Red Ram squad. And Patterson again, just cannot find anyone open inside of that crease. Now she'll swing things outside to Bednarz. Been guarded heavily by Lauren Parker all night. And she comes up with a turnover there. Lindsay Hildreth picking up the loose ball. And she could take it all 100 yards if she wants to. But up for the pass instead. Barclay with a nice move inside. And we'll slow things down now. .8:05 remaining to play in this one. As a turnover cost the Red Rams a trip to the goal. But now Fulton back with it. You can just see so many Red Ram uniforms always surrounding the person with the ball. They do such a good job of pursuing and not letting anybody get those angles on them. That's Bella Bogardus now swinging things around. Mackenzie Minor looking to find a lane of her own. And another foul. These teams have been playing physical all night long, and it does no signs of stopping, even with 7 minutes left. But at some point, you have to kind of turn up the intensity on offense and try and catch up in that goals margin. You keep playing with the same tempo, it'll be much, much harder to really catch up and dig into that lead. So 6:35 now remaining. As Bowson with the excellent pass to Parker. The defenseman trying to bring things up, and she finds Barclay. Barclay with the tough angle on the pass to Kessler. But she's fouled, so she'll go to the 8 meters. Kessler again dumps it down to Barclay and finds the back of the net. Kate Barclay off the assist from Maris Kessler. The Red Rams now up 13-5. Really nice design, just kind of takes a step back, and Barclay, no hesitation, charging forward and finding that perfect crease. So just under 6 minutes remaining now, and the Red Rams hold a commanding lead over the Fulton Red Raiders. And again, it's been the same recipe for success as it was in that first matchup. Just dominate the draws and just hold on to that rock. Keep that time of possession going. and you'll find your shots eventually. But of course, have to give credit to the defense as well. Holding any team to 5 goals in a lacrosse game is an exceptional feat. Obviously not done yet, but still, this defense is stout. That's Kaylee McCarthy.
Clock.
And Carroll inside. And again, she'll get hacked. So she'll look to have an 8-meter shot of her own. And again, Maya Carroll, the freshman, already with 29 goals, make it 30 with the one today. And trying to make things 31. And she's able to convert. Maya Carroll sliding underneath. And able to draw things back within 7 for the Red Raiders. Let's take another look. An interesting strategy. Almost got smacked there by Hildreth. And still able to convert on that shot. With a hand in her face, it does not matter. Maya Carroll, in one of their previous games this season, had 11 goals in one matchup. So to be able to contain her the way they have tonight has been a big reason why they're up on the scoreboard. So JD back on offense. Looking to just run that clock down. Balton finds Durkin inside. And she so often lurks. And now Barclay. Nowhere to go. But I'm sure the Red Rams have no problem with that as that clock just keeps on ticking. Oh, and Caroline Stone wanted that one, but just missed to the outside. But again, Durkin just able to retain possession. It just seems that they always come up with that loose ball. And there's Caroline Stone. Redemption shot for her. And she's able to convert on that second try. The Red Rams now up 14-6 with 4:19 left remaining. Let's take one more look at this one. Just perfect timing there from Kessler and Stone. And the ability to just have that quick turnaround shot can be so lethal for your opponent. And as a goalie, you kind of need that ultra instinct, like almost spidey sense, to really find a way to stop it. And now again, some more of the second unit checking in for the Red Rams, able to see Caroline Nappy come in. And their second goalie, that is Kayla Mashi. So glad to see that everybody gets a piece of the action here tonight. Mashi, excuse me. And she gets tested early as they get a foul inside. But you can see the Red Raiders have no problem taking it to her. And why wouldn't you? A goalie that's in rhythm is automatically going to be much better than a goalie that's just fresh placed into a game. So here's Maya Carroll, seeing if she can take care of work. And she cannot. Mashi with a great save. And proving her worth, too. A sophomore as well. Hard to remember if I've ever seen a varsity program with this much youth on their team. Clearly no problem for them, but still quite an accomplishment. Now Caroline Stone finds Barclay, cruising to the 40-yard line. Again, inside back to Kessler. And now Barclay again, up and under. And fouled inside that 8 meters. .236 remaining now to play. As I couldn't even tell who had the ball. Barclay took a rip at her, but Ella Halliday was more than prepared for whatever Barclay had cooking. And now quickly back on offense is Maya Carroll. And hits the goalpost. An unlucky bounce there for Maya Carroll and the Red Raiders. The score remains 14-6 now, with 2 minutes left to play. So again, JD just kind of going to take this slow and make sure they're able to use as much clock as possible, or maybe not. Brooke Bork comes flying in from the side and drops one in for the Red Rams. Came all the way out of frame. You couldn't even see her. She was so fast. And these Red Rams just find a new player to score almost every single time, it seems. Everybody eats for the Jamesville-DeWitt Red Rams girls lacrosse team tonight. And so again, back to Kessler here on the draws. So solid and so consistent here tonight. Been a large part of why they've been able to run the offense they have. The draw and the face-off really with boys lacrosse, not quite like, I wouldn't say it holds the magnitude of an onside kick, but it is close to that magnitude where if you have somebody that can just get you possession every single time, that is just so overpowered for the other team, and to instantly just grant you offense is invaluable to a team. So now just under a minute remaining in this one. And the Fulton Red Raiders look to get one more on the clock, on the scoreboard, before this thing winds up. And again, no change in their pace of offense. They wait their turn as Patterson, oh my goodness, unleashed a rocket from just at the 8-meter mark. But it will not count, unfortunately. They've counted on the scoreboard, but she's lining up to take the 8 meters right now. And no surprise there, she's able to convert. So 2 different attempts there for Patterson, and she hits both. You can see she has such an efficient swing. And that ball just comes flying out of that stick. I would not like to be a goalie defending any one of these girls here tonight. I have no doubts that I would probably get smoked by everybody. So more power to the goalies. 45 seconds left remaining in this one. And JD will end up with the victory unless we see an improbable comeback. I guess it is possible, not improbable, but... Wait, I think I flipped that. It's improbable, but not impossible. Now 27 seconds left remaining. And again, a very similar result to that first matchup between these two teams. Jamesville-DeWitt was just able to control every single factor of the game. The draws, the offense, the time of possession, defensive execution. and actually almost the same score as it was from the last game. As the bells sound, Jamesville-DeWitt confirms the victory to move to 3-2 on this young 2021-2022 season. And 2 dominant wins over the Fulton Red Raiders, erasing the narrative from last season, showing that they can control this team whenever they want. And for Fulton, they dropped to 3-4 on the year, just under 500, and looking to fight their way back within Section 3 Class C. Again, we thank you so much for joining us here with JDTV. I'm Nick Dekaney, joined by my cameraman, Sam Galfin. And don't go anywhere if you're looking to watch a little bit more lacrosse. We'll be right back here and right around 7 o'clock for the start of this boys game. You already see him warming up. You may as well just stay right on the phone. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you right back here at 7 o'clock.